Hi everyone, I'm back with another episode of the Bead Box Bargain. It looks like this month's theme is Amethyst Elegance, and as always it comes with its little sheet here telling you an overview of what's in the box. It looks like genuine amethyst is going to be the centerpiece this month, and it includes a hand wrap pendant, so I'm excited to see that. Some frosted rounds, petite beads, etc. So it gives you a list of, or an overview of the beads that are included. Sounds like really beautiful beads. It looks like we're also going to find some sleek silver findings that add a classic yet clean and modern touch to this month's palette. So very cool. It also, when you subscribe, you get a coupon code that you can use on their sister website, Bead Box Bargains. The site there is very dangerous, at least for me, because you can go crazy. So coupon on top of it, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. They're already very affordable. But I'll put links to the subscription box and their sister site so you can check it out if you decide you want to subscribe. They were also very kind to give me a subscription code for you guys so you can save a little money on your first box. I do get a little bit of compensation that doesn't affect your cost at all, but it really helps me because it helps support my channel and continue to bring you guys unboxings and inspiration through tutorials. So thank you very much if you do use it. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So it's, even though it's a bead box, it's not really a bead box, it's an organza bag. And it comes numbered, and we have an identification key with it so I can tell you guys what each item is and the measurements and all that fun stuff. So let's go and take these out. All right, starting off with number 1. We have 1 meter of 3mm steel Rollo jewelry chain, which is lead-free and nickel-free. Rollo chain is my favorite chain. So easy to work with, and it just goes with everything. And easy to add like dangles. So this is a really nice chain. Okay. For number 2, we have 5 sets of circle pattern toggle clasps, and they are lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free. Look at these. They almost look like bolts and nuts, but oh, they got little, that's right, there's little circles here. I don't know if you guys can see them in the camera, but they're little circles. So, and then the toggle is just flat. Oh no, it looks like a little triangle. Oh, it's got designs here on the end. So very cool. And for number 3, they included a 36 by 32 millimeter filigree style round pendant that is lead free, nickel free, and cadmium free. It looks like this is made of pewter alloy with antique silver finish. So that is what this is made of. I really like that they put all those details in here so that anybody with allergies, or you just know exactly what metals you're working with. Very cool. Look at that. That's a beautiful pendant. For number 4, there are 20 pieces of 8mm dotted round bead caps that are lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free. Again, they are made of pewter alloy with antique silver finish. Like I said, they look like little, oh yeah, they got little dots on the outside. Little dots, but they look like screws and nuts and bolts. For 5, there is 5 pieces of 26 by 19mm donut links, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, and made of pewter alloy with an antique silver finish. Oh, these are cute. Oh, they're like connectors. Yeah, it says donut links. Oh. So it's kind of like that would be cool to make a bracelet out of all of these mixed with the stones. Very cool. I like these. I like these a lot. You can do so much with these. Wire wrap them. Very cool. For 6th there is an approximately 12-inch strand of 4mm crystal bicone beads in metallic purple. Purple seems to be the color of the season, it looks like. Look at that. Really beautiful bicones. Very cool. We get plenty of them. For number 7, we have a 12-piece strand of 10mm purple agate rounds. They are dyed and heat treated. So these are really pretty too. Look at that. So they're purple agate, so they are a natural stone, gemstone. Look at this one. And I love that, you know, they're dyed, but they still retain the little, you know, the colors go into the stone's crevices. So you've got all these lines. Look at this one. Like a little circle we got going here. So very cool. This is really pretty. It's a really pretty strand. For 8, look at these fun guys. It is an approximately 8-inch strand of 8x6mm crystal rondelle beads in slate peacock. Really beautiful. Look at how the light hits them. They go really well with those bicones as well. These are really pretty, you guys. For number 9, there is this beautiful and an approximately 7-inch strand of 8mm natural amethyst beads in matte. This is my mother-in-law's favorite stone. I think I've said that before. Beautiful matte stones. Look at that. I like the shiny ones. It's rare that I like the matte, but for some reason I really like these. I don't know why. They're really pretty. Alright, that's number 9. For 10, we have 4 pieces of 23x18mm cutout round drops. They are lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free, made of pewter alloy with an antique silver finish. Look at that. They are very sleek silver findings. That is really shiny. Beautiful. I like these. For earrings, these are going to be just gorgeous. I could see. Very, very pretty. Ooh, look at these fancy guys. Very futuristic. They are 10 pieces of 10mm pattern glass beads, matte crystal, and metallic rainbow iris. Don't they look very futuristic? These are cool. Look at that. Huh. They probably, you know what, go really well with those. Well, I don't know. Probably make for a dreary piece of jewelry. I was gonna say they go well with that matte amethyst, but I don't know. Cause I always like to have some sort of sparkle in there, but on their own they're just gorgeous. Look at that. The little print on the side. Pretty. I love these guys. I've ordered these before and they're really fun. It's an approximate 15-inch strand of 6mm glass round beads in slate blue purple iris. I always like these. They almost look like they're glass round beads, but they also look like big. See the way they're cut? They almost look like a big or a large seed bead. Really pretty. I just like all of the beads that they included because they're all very, very coordinating. 13, we have these interesting 30-piece strand of 7x6mm handmade porcelain rondelles in purple glaze. Wow, they're handmade? That is cool. And yeah, they each have their own little design or character. Porcelain. Wow. These are beautiful. Look at that. How gorgeous these are. Wow. So pretty. All right. Oh, I'm excited to be using these. 14, we have a 10-gram bag of 7mm coin spacer beads that are lead free and cadmium free. Very shiny. Pretty spacer beads. They're just little coins, but I like that they're shiny. All right. For 15, it is a 10-piece strand of 4x6mm crystal teardrops in lavender AB. So, Aurora Borealis finish. These crystal drops are pretty, especially at using them on as dangles. I really like to use these dangles, or we can frame them with wire, and it really makes them stand out. They're really pretty, the color. Everybody's going with the Very Perry theme. Pantone color of the year. For 16, there is this cool 10-piece of 9x10mm crystal half matte chevron beads in blue purple iris. Another cool purplish peacock color. Look at that. In the chevron. I really like these. They're frosted. Very pretty. They're going to really sparkle in the jewelry. For 17, there is a 20-piece strand of 8x4mm crystal faceted coins in lavender AB. Wow, these are gorgeous. Look at that. Look at how they sparkle. The way they're cut. I don't know if it can show up on camera, but the way they're cut, they almost look like little mirrors. Very beautiful. I love all the beads in here so far. I mean, the bite cones are like very pretty, but but these are all very unique, and I haven't seen these before. I'm gonna have to go to the Bead Box Bargain's website. That is gorgeous. 17. 18, it's an approximate 7-inch strand of 3mm finely faceted natural amethyst beads. Little amethyst. Natural gemstone. Amethyst is so pretty. I think it also, they say it helps with, is it the mood, your mental health? Something like that. I think I read somewhere. But they're really, I love this color. I have an amethyst little triangle and by my nightstand. I love to look at all my little crystals. I got some big crystals too. If you ever want me to show you my big collection, make a video of big collection of crystals, let me know. All right. Look at this, you guys. Whoa. This is an approximate number 19, approximately 58x33mm hand-wrapped amethyst brass circle pendant. That is cool. Very cool. Got a little bent. Oh, there we go. I can see so many things we can do with this. The creative juices are flowing. Very, very beautiful. Look at that. Look at that stone. Isn't that gorgeous? So this is February Bargain Bead Box, and I'm going to go and grab my tools. I kind of have already in mind what I want to do, so I will be right back. So I am back, and as usual, I started the design so that this video doesn't get too long, so I'm just going to walk you through the steps. Because the ring here, it reminded me almost, it's probably like a 16 gauge, but it reminded me of like a, that I could add more wire to it and do some wire wrapping and really embellish the stone because it's just so pretty. So I'm going to show you how I did it. If you want, you could just do one side. If you don't want to, you know, if your hands get tired and you don't want to do both sides, but I think just one side alone looks absolutely beautiful just like that. But I'm going to do the other side and show you guys how I did it. For now, what we're going to need to start off is some 18 gauge, the 28 gauge, the nylon jaw pliers, your side cutters, and your little, you know, or your needle nose pliers, or you can use some, if you have these, your flat nose pliers. So one of, you know, one of either this one or this one, whichever you have that has a fine tip to it. So to get started, what we're going to do is take the 18 gauge wire and cut 4 pieces of 7 inches. So we have our 4 8-inch, our 4 7-inch wires. So what I like to do is just, artistic wire is very soft wire, so it's easy to straighten out. So you could just gently take your nylon jaw pliers, and so now that we have our 4, we're going to grab some 28 gauge wire. And for this one, I'm going to do, as I always call it, 2 wingspans, meaning you're just going to extend it as far as your arms are wide twice. All right, so we have our 4 pieces of wire and our very long piece of 28 gauge wire. So what we're going to start by doing is, this time to make this side, I started from the bottom, from this bottom up, but since we're going to be backwards, since we're going to be the other side, I don't want, we're going to start from the top. We're going to anchor the wire right here. So you just give it a few turns, and at first it's going to be really fiddly, like I know it's going to be hard, but just have patience and take it slowly, and it's definitely worth it. As you can see here, you know, it's definitely worth being patient and giving yourself some grace. So I just wanted to wrap about 3 times. So I'm going to grab this little end and wrap it 3 times here, and we'll cut this in a little bit. So we're going to start off by grabbing our first wire. Because it's so soft wire, we're able to shape it really easily, just like that, because that's what we want. We want it to start to take the shape of this circle. So I'm going to take this and wrap it twice. Just bring it through the middle. See, it's a long piece of wire, so make sure you're not tangling the wire either, because if it kinks, it will break. So make sure that any kinks, you right away you take them out. And at first you got a ton of wire to work with, but I don't know, I like it better than having to add more wire. So now we've got 1, and you don't have to pass it through that many times, you'll see. 1 and then 2. So now we've anchored on our first 18 gauge wire. Now we're going to use our second one. We're going to bring in our second one right on top. Now that the first wire is on, now you grab your second wire and wrap that one, bring it through the first wire you added and the original circle. And we're going to do 1, 2 wraps. All right, so now we've got this one anchored on. So now we're going to go through this one right here, through these 2 that we have added, and we're going to put on our third one, just like that. Make sure that all your wires are pretty even over here on this side. And then you're gonna wrap twice around that wire. 1, 2. Then you're gonna bring it in through those 2, like that. Then you're gonna grab your next one, bring it on top, and again you're gonna wrap it 2 times. 1 and 2. Bring it down through the back. See how we have like this little ladder going here? All right, so now we're gonna go down the ladder. So make sure you're not putting one wire over the other by accident, that they're side by side. So now to go back down, now we're gonna go through this wire and this wire. So we're going to go through here and up through these 2 middle ones, because we're going to grab, we're grabbing these 2 again. 1 and 2, just like that. See? And make sure you're doing it nice and tight. And see how we don't have to pass through that circle very many times, because a lot of our wrapping is done. A lot of our wrapping is done with these that are already cut. Now we're going to go down through here. We're going to go through these 2, because now we're going to grab these 2 here. We're going to go 1 and 2. See? Now we got those 2. Now we're going to have to go back through this wire circle, the pendant, bring our wire through there once, like that, and another time, and a second time. There we go. Whew. And we're going to bring it through there. See? See how we have our little pyramid here? See how we have that little triangle there? Well, now we're going to grab our nylon job pliers and squish and bring it to, we're going to start bringing them all the way up to this side. Because what we want to do is make sure that this is, you know, really uptight, you know, really close up to where the bail is. So then, now that you have your 2, now we're going to go back up. So we're going to go through here, through this one, and we're going to grab these 2 here. 1 and 2. See how we've got those? Now we're going back up the ladder. Now we're going to go through this one, because we're going to grab these 2. So 1 and 2. And you can even use your nails. And then we're going to go we'll wrap the last 2, the top 2 ones. So we're going to go, whoop, make sure you're going through the right wires. 1 and 2. And don't worry about it right now. We will make sure to use our nylon jaw pliers when we're done with this little pyramid. So now we're going to go back down, because now we got to grab these 2 again. These 2 right here. So we're going to go 1 and 2. Just like that. That's going to be our pattern. Then we're going to bring these close because you want these wires to start curving down. So as you start progressing with your little pyramids, make sure that you're bending the wires to form around this circle like this. So again, now we're going to now we want to wire these two. So 1 and 2. It's like that. Now again, we're going to go through the ring where the pendant is. So we're going to go 1, and make sure you're pulling on it tight. Bring it back through again and bring it up. And now we've finished our pyramid. Okay, so squeeze with your nylon jaw pliers and squeeze them together. Make sure you're always bringing them up as you're done with them. You're bringing these back up to sit up here. Okay, so I'm going to do it one more time so you guys can see, and then I'm going to go off and finish the circle. So now we've got those two. So now we're going to grab these two right here. So we're going to go 1, 1 and 2, like that. Okay, and now we're going to grab these two. So we're going to go through the center, 1 and 2. And every time you bring it in, if you can do, like I said, with your nail or your finger, whichever is easiest, even your nylon jaw pliers if you have to. So now we got the 2 top ones, 1 and 2. So now we're at the top again. So now we're going to go back down, and again just keep bending these. I mean, leave them separated enough on this end to where you can bring your wire through, but make sure you're taking the shape of that circle. So now I'm going to grab these two. Okay, so I'm going to go through here to grab and go 1 and 2, and nice and tight. Okay, and then now I'm going to grab these two right here, the ones closest to the circle. 1 and 2, like that. And now we're going to grab the circle one. See, this is where I want this to be nice and flush against here so that it's easy for us to wrap. Okay, and there's 1. Bring it through again, and 2. Okay, now see how it's separated? Grab your nylon jaw pliers and squish them like that to straighten it out, and squeeze, and keep bringing those up closer to the bail, where the bail is. I mean, eventually these, we're going to wire wrap these, the ends, that's why they're long. We're going to turn them into these swirls, and it'll be able to cover any missing patches, but you want to be as close as you can. So that's kind of how it goes. I'm going to go and finish my circle with all these little pyramids, triangles, V's, whatever you want to call them, and then I'll be back to show you guys what's next. Okay, so I'm back and I have finished the weaving here. So now what we're going to do is, first of all, cut our ends. So we have a little end here. Now all I like to do is spin this around. Now, maybe you ask yourself, or maybe you already know, why do I do this instead of my pliers? It's because when you do this, it cuts off at the very, there's sometimes that you shouldn't be doing this, but like in this example, here, it cuts the wire right at the end. See? So that when you feel it, like this, when you touch it, it's absolutely all gone. You don't have to sit there and try to figure out how to squeeze the end in. So it's kind of nice for those hard to reach places for your side cutters. And then on this side, you could see I wrapped it around. I finished it and I wrapped it around like 3 times on top of this wire that's already wrapped here. Again, I'm going to do the same. Just see, and then now I don't have to worry about any ends sticking out. So now what we're going to do, this is the top part here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start off with the first wire, or the lowest one, I guess, the one that's closest to the pendant, this one here. And what I'm going to do, you can either make it ahead of time, your coil, on a coiling gizmo, or I like to just go around in this. Sometimes it's just, I don't know, it's easier, more convenient for me than just squeeze and push it down. And wrap it a few times. And then squeeze it together, and that pushes it down. And as you're going like that, you just, let me just put this way, probably easier. Just make sure you're not wrapping one wire on top of the other, that they're side by side. And then squeeze, and see how you could just really get it in there. So just going to bring this out. So I'm having that wire kind of stand up a little bit so I can go around this wire underneath, because it's craft wire, it's so soft, so it's easy to bend. So when you squeeze it together, make sure you're not doing it from too much afar, or it bends the wire. That's pretty frustrating. See, just wrap, squeeze it together, push it down. We're gonna do the wrapping of this, we're gonna keep doing this coil. Just 1, 2, just keep going, and we're gonna do the wrap and push down until we reach until we reach 2 inches. So as soon as I reach 2 inches, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have reached the 2 inches. So just kind of measure it from here to here. Oh, there we go. That should be about 2. I passed it just a teeny bit, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is cut that off. And then now we can grab these pliers. Here I am going to squish this here, because it's nice out in the open and easy to reach. Again, I've got the initial wire over here. I'm just going to twist that round and around. See, and it just comes off, and there's nothing there. So now I'm just going to cut, but I am going to leave a little bit of a lip so that I can start my little swirl. Just got to squeeze this down like that. I just kind of grab it here from the tip like that. Let me see, make sure my camera's focusing. and turn it. Let's grab a little more and turn. And now that it's kind of started, now gently just take this and kind of squish it, just to see how it squished a little bit. Now I can grab it, and I like, if you have new nylon job pliers, it might be a little bit harder, but I like that these have a texture already on these pieces, on these nylon pieces, so it'll grip, but it excuse me, it'll grip, but it won't damage the coil. So, and this, like I said, this artistic wire is super soft, so we can just gently start making our little coil. And squish it into place. There we go. You can even finish it off with your fingers so that you can really get in there and get it close. So I'm just going to kind of, I want it to be all full of little swirls here so it looks really nice. Here on this one, the second one, what I'm going to do on here, I'm going to measure again 2 inches. So that is about 2 inches, right about there. Hold on to that. It really is close to the tip as you can get it. Just, and squeeze right there. Oop. Grab it there. Really twist it as tight as you can. Bring it in even. Like I said, it's artistic wire, so it'll be easy to bend it, and then start your little swirl. You can even push it down like that, and start your, you can start it with these pliers just to get it going. Sometimes the plain wire is a little bit harder to get started with the nylon job pliers. So now that we have our swirl started, now we can go in with our nylon job pliers and keep the swirl going. And it just, small little movements will help you make a really nice swirl. I know it feels like you're not advancing, but it is going. So there's another little swirl like that, and then I'm going to put wire on coiling this one again 2 inches, and again I will be right back. So I'm done with the 2 inches. I want to say before I continue, I apologize for my nasty nail, but it just popped off and I don't want to wait to get it redone. I want to finish this video to get it up for you guys, so please ignore my nasty nail. It'll be gone by my next video. Alright, so I'm going to leave that little lip again, and going to start like I did last time. Oh, I think the lip was a little too big, too long. Need a little bit less than that. There. And I'm gonna start like last time, just going to grab it from the teeny tiny tip, the tippesty tip that I can, and put this one nice down there. And then this one, as I did with this one, okay, I kind of wanted something to hide that bail, so I ended up putting this guy back there. Now we have all the swirls here, And now I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on this side, and I've shown you guys how I start my little swirls down here or up here. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with these as I did over here. Just do a bunch of little swirls and kind of arrange them however I want to show them off. Okay, so be right back. Okay, so now that we have finished this gorgeous pendant, I hope you guys like it. I'm just going to use a simple chain for that. You can always make a second layer with the beautiful beads that come in the kit as well if you want to do a second layer here. But for the purposes right now of this video and making sure it doesn't take forever, I think that this pendant will look just beautiful just like that. And then to add a little bit of, you know, just a little touch of something to the chain, I did put these spacers that I wire wrapped. I did a wrap loop on these. So here's our finished pendant. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Would you add another layer to it? Would you add another layer to it? I might, but let me know in the comments below. I think just single like that would look beautiful. Another idea is to add another layer and, you know, make it to where it's easy to take off, like with a lobster clasp. That way, if you want to wear it alone with the chain, your pendant, or if you want to wear it double with another, with some, you know, another layer of beads, because these amethysts are so beautiful, then you have the option of doing either or. If you do another chain that you know, with the same beads that will match. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, as it really helps my channel. And if you're new, welcome. And if you like this kind of content, you will be seeing more. So definitely subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell right next to it so you get notified the next time I upload another unboxing or tutorial or both. And welcome to the new people that have subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting my little channel. We're steadily but surely growing, so I truly appreciate it. And as always, do not forget to stay healthy and safe, and I will see you in the next one with a new nail. Bye.